Jay Allen from TrueNORTH, the UK's leading ethical coaching company. It's been such a crazy year this year that I thought it was only applicable to be able to spend a couple of minutes going live here on the page and in the groups to be able to talk a little bit about who we are and what we've been up to for the last 12 months or so. I'm sure by now all of you are looking forward to a week and a half's time and being able to finally put out the turkey and tinsel and be able to almost put 2020 behind us. It's been a crazy year. And yeah, we've been extremely busy this year, being able to support clients old and new, and people just like you, business owners in our local and regional communities that have had such a direct impact of both Brexit earlier in the year and then COVID and then lockdown 1.0 and 2.0 and now this odd tiering system that we all seems to be in as a bit of a postcode lottery. And we've spent a lot of time this year being able to help and support business owners to be able to understand more about pivot, more about diversification, looking at exactly what is working in business, what was working prior to all of this craziness, and what do you just simply need to be able to put on hold for a while and be able to come back to once all of this is over and we're able to go back to business. And what we've had to do differently. What have we had to put on the shelf and what have we had to take off the shelf? What are the things that we've had to adapt to quickly and how well have we adapted to that and the environment that we're in order to be able to stay in business and move from survive back to thrive? It's been a really crazy year, and I figured it was probably about time that I shared a little bit more about, exactly who we are, what we do and who we do it for and why do we do it. So first of all, we're TrueNORTH, the UK's leading ethical coaching company. So what does that mean in itself? Well, first of all, I'm really proud and quite humble of the title, our strapline that we use, the UK's leading ethical coaching company. Because it wasn't just something that we originated with a creative agency and said, hey, that sounds cool. It was actually an award we were given from the City of London in 2017, recognised as the UK's leading ethical coaching company for who we are and what we do and how we do it. The transparency we have, the open and honesty, the authenticity in which we provide the help and support that we do to so many people, both across the UK and this year globally, in the UAE and in the USA. So TrueNORTH is all about being able to understand more about exactly what it was that you set out to achieve when you first started up in business. Understanding and going back to that original goal, that original dream that you had when you first left corporate or set up on your own, and going back to the original plan. That idea, that vision that you had for what you wanted to achieve, not just in business, but in life. Because ironically, the majority of people, as we go through business, forget that. They forget what it was that we set up in the first place. They go back to, well, maybe we're a little bit over-ambitious. The plan gets watered down and I can't afford or allow that to happen. I want you to exemplify the plan. I want you to be able to put the plan on steroids. I want us to be able to magnify it 10 times over. I want us to be able to find the big plan, the big picture stuff. I want you to be able to start thinking and dreaming again about what life could be like if you began living it on your terms. And then we look at where are you now? We look at where are we right now, not just geographically, but financially and socially and emotionally. And we map as to the journey that you've taken so far that's led you to where you are now. And then we start to create a trajectory as to whether that's leading you to where you wanted to be in the first place, whether that's actually driving you towards the goals and ambitions and dreams that you set out for when you first launched your business. Because invariably they're not. Invariably we've become so busy in the busyness of business that we've failed to look up and see the direction we're travelling in and understand that simply 1 degree off course and you'll never get to your same destination. It might sound so simple, just moving 1 degree off course, but if you move 1 degree and then travel 100 miles, or 5 or 10 years in business, you are poles apart from where it is that you set out to be achieving. And it's our job to be able to pull you back on course, to be able to look at what is it that's causing that shiny object syndrome that's pulling you just 1 degree at a time away from where you ought to be concentrating your time, your effort, your money, your energy, and then steering you back on course. And we do that through a multitude of different methods, but predominantly through our proven and now patented scale technology, scale methodology, an understanding that we've worked on for well over 6 years now to understand what causes businesses to fail and what do you need to do differently to avoid failure. And ironically, by avoiding failure, having the confidence and the knowledge and the competency that says, I now know that applying these skills in my business, my methodology, my people, my system, my process, I'm unlikely. I'm so unlikely. I've got all of the ducks lined up that are going to prevent me from failing. It subsequently allows you to succeed. It gives you the confidence and the competence to be able to do things bigger, different, faster, with more confidence and more conviction, that subsequently the business continues to accelerate beyond where you gave it credit for or consideration for. And it goes back to starting to align with those original visions and values that you had in the first place. It starts to be able to move you in some speed back towards where you set out to achieve. And that's who we are and what we do. But I guess the final question really for today is, but why do we do it? I'm a strong believer in all of the stuff that Dr. Simon Sinek puts out with regards to start with why and understanding what your why is. So I just want to briefly share with you about our mission statements to be able to help and support 1 million business owners to add a zero to not just their business turnover, a vanity number, but to add a zero to your personal disposable income. Now just think about that for a second. Whatever income that you've taken from your business this year, and we want to be able to help support you to be able to add a zeros to that and turn tens of thousands into hundreds of thousands or hundreds of thousands into millions. Now, we set out to do this back in 2017, late 2017, when we first launched the Add a Zero beta test to be established as to can we actually achieve this, not just in our own business, but in many other businesses as well, be it service or product, be it clicks or bricks. It doesn't matter whether it's traditional or modern, whether it's online or offline. We wanted to be able to find a methodology that allowed you to be able to significantly and sustainably grow both personally and professionally, in order that as a result of the efforts and methodology that you apply within the business, that you begins to be rewarded more handsomely for the efforts and tributes of your labour within the business that you're now running. Now, we came up with 1 million on the basis that at the time of thinking of this, there is an alternative prospect to this. There's an alternative method and methodology going on here, because whilst I'd love to be able to see you to be able to either buy your forever dream home or take exotic holidays frequently around the world when we're allowed to, with you and your family, and to pretty much fall back in love with who you are and what you do because of the way it now rewards you more handsomely than perhaps you've earned in the past. But in order to be able to do that, I know that we've got to grow the business significantly enough and sustainably enough that it enables you to be able to take the time out that you want, and it continues to grow whilst you're away. And for that, I know you're going to need some more money, some more staff, some more customers paying you some more money. There's a whole backlog of things that would need to happen within the business to enable you to be able to achieve this sustainably. And what we measured 2016, 2017 was at the time there was just short of 1 million people unemployed in the UK. And I recall back in 2003, 2004, when I used to work with the Federation of Small Businesses, that they had a campaign called Just Get One. Now, in those days, their campaign was to try and attract every single FSB member, to try and attract one more persons to come and join the FSB, as a result of which they could have doubled the membership inside 12 months. And that was their perception of being able to say, just get one. But I thought, wouldn't it be interesting if we could help each and every business owner, because there's about 3.2 million small business owners in the UK, and there was only about 986,000 unemployed people in the UK. Wouldn't it be interesting if I could help 1 million business owners to grow so significantly that, one, they could take a significant greater income from the business, but by doing so would need to employ a minimum of one more person in the business, even if nothing, to replace them whilst they're on all of those holidays. Just think, if we could do that for 1 million business owners, then collectively we could have the capacity to be able to completely eradicate unemployment in the UK. What a legacy that could be, to be able to say that you were party of something that was unable to give everybody that wanted a job a worthy job. And that's what we set out to achieve. That was our mission when we first set this out in September 2017. Now, obviously, 2020, we've had a crazy year. I was only reading over the last day or so that unemployment has risen by more than 2 million people in the UK this year so far, and is set to rise by potentially another million in 2021. I'm not going to change our mission. I'm not going to say that we now need to help 4 million people too. But I am going to suggest that I'm going to be even more dedicated within this business to be able to help 1 million business owners grow by at least 4 members of staff, in order that we can still meet our mission and our goals to be able to help and support the potential eradication of unemployment in the UK. Now, that is a big, fat, hairy, audacious goal, a BFAG as we call them in the business, and something that we are so committed to trying and achieving, to be able to help you as a business owner significantly and sustainably grow both you and your business, but in doing so, helping to be able to provide employment for more and more people, that collectively we could eradicate unemployment. I'd love to be able to think that you'd be part of this with us. Simply by being on the page or in the group, you're already a part of a growing community of business owners that are looking to be able to support each other in the significant and sustainable growth of both them and the business. I can't wait to be able to share so much more with you about our book launch that comes out in January. I don't know if you're already subscribed to our podcast, the Add a Zero Business Podcast, which started in September this year. And we've got loads more with regards to the Audible book and the physical book. There's a second book due out in June next year. There's so much that we're working on this year to be able to help and support more and more people, both across the UK and internationally, to be able to scale the business sustainably. That's it from me today. I wish you an exceptional day today. I very much look forward to being able to share some more with you real soon. Take care, God bless, and I'll see you again soon.